Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I thought it would be the ideal time to give you an update as to what's going on with the ENDSARS movement. So like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification buttons, and let's get right into the conversation.
Audio Jungle.
Okay, so as you all know, the ENDSARS was a peaceful protest that was being done by the Nigerian youths to orchestrate change in the policing system, and essentially it developed to it being a case of a problem with governance in Nigeria as a whole. The protests continued, and it felt like we were gaining a momentum, to be fair. However, we had a really sad day in the movement on the 20th of October, where we lost a few people to the massacre in Lekki, Lagos. The deaths of those people was trivialized by the government, both at state and federal level, and by the Nigerian army. And the question that was raised from that was, who ordered the killing? That's a question that we may never actually know the truthful answer to, and it's literally been exhausting, mentally draining, frustrating, disheartening to see how our leaders essentially reacted to that. It was shocking. The lies, the conspiracy, the lack of accountability. They basically said the live video that you and I, if you watched, was fabricated. They issued policies to media outlets that essentially meant that they couldn't publicize the event that took place. They ordered a curfew for that day, giving people a few hours to get off the street, and the army opened fire. And I should say allegedly, but I wouldn't. The army opened fire on peaceful protesters. That's what it was, period. And the governor of Lagos, Sanwo-Olu, has admitted to that now. And the fact that he said there were only 2 people who died was very, very, very upsetting to hear. Only. Like he could make a person. Like it was okay. Like it I laugh because it not because it's funny, but because it's ridiculous. And I think I've used comedy as my way out of the gruesome things that I've seen and how traumatizing it truly was. And I'm not hiding behind comedy, because a lot of them I am confronting, and I urge everyone to confront the things that they have seen and whatever trauma that they have gone through as a result of watching people on live videos die, sustain ridiculous injuries from bullet wounds. the address from the president was what I expected it to be. No accountability, no regards for the people who died, and almost a threat essentially to both the international community for covering the events, and also to us youths as to, dear me, you know, that's how it felt like. He's saying that if you do what you were doing, whatever comes your way, basically. And it was crazy to like think about it over and over again, that this is a democratic state and we have the right to do this protest. But you know what? We can't lose focus. We can't lose hope. The people that died cannot die in vain. And it is very apparent that the leaders clearly have a lot more experience, a lot more weapons of influence than we have. So we have to learn from our mistakes. We have to learn from them and essentially gain more of that power, and we can do that. And thinking about it thoroughly, the key thing is definitely education. Education in the sense of more and more people need to come forward and tell their stories, say what happened to them in the hands of who these things happened to them. Because I feel like sometimes if things are not close to home, it's so easy for you to be disattached from it. Like, it's never happened to anyone I know. I've only seen it on YouTube, seen it on Instagram, seen it on Twitter. Some of those stories are fabricated. But when you realize that my kid, my sister, my brother, my friend, my cousin was at a point where they could have essentially been killed, it hits a little different. And that's the reason why all the broadcasts our parents do, you know, all the WhatsApps, we need to actually get the coverage on those platforms. We need to get the coverage on there. We need to get people knowing this happened. This is not someone else's story. This is my story. And in doing that also, we also need to educate the hoodlums and the thugs that the government bodies use and utilize to cause destructions. Because yes, we've had lootings, we've had crazy things happening, businesses being burnt down, and my condolences to anyone who is having to build up whatever they've had again due to all these atrocities. But do I think that they were done by protesters? No, absolutely not. Were they done? Absolutely. Why were they done? I genuinely believe that the government had a hand in it. And I feel like these people need to be spoken to. They need to understand that the people that they're essentially doing this to are people just like them. And the people they're doing these for are not going to be in the same situation as you. There's a video of a guy who was making a video saying, why is it that they invite you to do atrocity, calamity, but when their kids are getting married, these governors don't invite you? So we need to let them know that the better Nigeria is not going to just be beneficial for the rich. It's going to be beneficial for every Nigerian citizen. It's going to be beneficiary for their kids. Because the governors that you're fighting for, their kids are abroad. The kids don't have to face the things that your kids are going to have to face. And that's the reason why they need to understand that standing in solidarity as one Nigeria to make this change happen needs to happen more than ever. We cannot forget the people that died. We cannot forget the reason why we started this. We cannot forget the reason why this is crucial and important. We cannot forget the fact that the government are trying to gaslight us by basically telling us that we are losing our minds based on the things that we saw, by telling us that they're fabricated stories, fabricated videos. We need to literally channel that energy into causing that the change we want to see. Starting off with education, I really believe, will make that difference. So if we want to be that difference in Nigeria, let's take some time out, rest, regroup, console ourselves, get ourselves back together, and come back bigger, badder, stronger to end SARS, end bad governance, and see a greater Nigeria. Do whatever you need to do for your mental health. It's needed. And once you're ready again, you're fired up and you're ready to go, let's see that change in Nigeria. Let's influence the people around us. Let's influence 2023 elections. Let's get this right. We can. And we will. Have a great day, guys, and I'll catch you on my next video.